Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Jane Hope claims she asked her daughter to make space in her bedroom for a displaced aunt, but she stole the furniture instead. India West says her mom told her to clear out her room, so she did as she was told.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Hope versus West. Ms. Hope, you are suing Ms. West for $1,669 for property removed from your home. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. West, and you say that you followed the plaintiff's instructions. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what kind of property was this, Ms. Hope?
Your Honor, this was bedroom furniture in which she stole from my house. I was giving her the situation where my sister, who ended up with her house burned down, to be able to stay in her bedroom.
How are you related to Ms. West?
This is my daughter.
Oh, it's your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, she had help with her dad to take furniture, to steal the furniture out my house after we know for a fact, India knows that we were using the furniture for my sister, whose house, once again, burned down, and my niece and my nephew.
All right, I need to understand this. I want you to take me back. So your daughter, how old's your daughter? How old are you?
I'm 20, Your Honor.
You're 20. So you're living at home with your mom and dad, or just mom?
My mom.
Yeah.
You're living with your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you say there was some bedroom furniture. Was it her bedroom furniture, or was it the furniture that she grew up with, or was this some new bedroom furniture that you bought?
It was new bedroom furniture. It's probably about a couple of months old that we purchased. And so once we found out that the house, my sister's house, had burned down, she ended up having to stay on the couch, which she stayed on the couch.
Your daughter?
My daughter did.
Because your sister moved in.
She moved in. My sister moved in.
And she took over your daughter's bedroom.
Correct, yes.
And your daughter moved onto the couch.
Yes.
All right. And so keep going.
Yes. Once that happened, it became like this kind of volatile situation where there was always kind of banter going back and forth as far as arguing. And between myself and my daughter.
Oh, so once your sister moved in after the fire, it kind of brought stress into the home.
Yes, ma'am.
You and your daughter started arguing.
Yes.
What were you arguing with your mom about, Ms. West?
Well, Your Honor, my mother and I, we've always had problems. She's never really respected my privacy. She's always treated me as a child. And so I'm a college student. I'm majoring in chemistry, trying to become a nurse. And it's been hard on me, Your Honor. I've had to give up my room. And she told me it would only be for a couple of weeks that they would live here. But a couple of weeks turned in a little bit longer.
So take me to the point, Ms. West, daughter, when you decided to move out. Is that why you removed the furniture?
No, ma'am. So my mother had sent me a message stating that they were going to be staying for a longer extended period of time. And she told me I need to remove everything that I owned out of the bedroom. So I removed all the belongings that I had purchased on my own and that they had given to me, my mom and my dad. And I had my dad help me remove all the items with the U-Haul, and we moved into his bedroom, home.
Okay, so you sent your daughter a note and said remove everything out of the bedroom?
Yes, because in front of my sister and in front of my niece and my nephew, it had started to get really, really really messy.
What did you write? Like, what did you say? What point did you get to, and then what did you say to your daughter?
Well, just the screaming, so I ended up sending this message to her saying that she needed to remove everything out of the bedroom, everything that was her.
Let me have that.
Yes.
But what was your intention? Was it remove your things out of the bedroom so that they can stay a little longer and you don't have to keep going in and out and get stuff? Or was it remove all your things out of the bedroom because you're going to go stay with your dad? What was your intention?
My intention was her just to pretty much move everything out of the bedroom, just to take her things like clothing, things like that, shoes.
All right, so here it is. They need your bedroom more than you do, so you can clear your things out and sleep in the living room. And then, India, you say, you mean you want me to clear everything out? Yes, everything you own.
Coming up.
From reading this file, you all cleared the whole room out with the furniture.
I backed my truck up and me and my baby girl got to work. We took everything.
And later.
The inspector came for the annual inspection. They found black mold in my garage, but nothing else in anybody else's place.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Jane Hope and her daughter, India West, over a family furniture heist.
All right, stand up, sir. I'd like to hear from your witness. State your name for the court.
My name is Patrick West. I'm her father and her ex.
All right, so Patrick West. So, Mr. West, do you get a call from your daughter? What happens where you're notified? You say your daughter testified that you helped her move things out.
So I've already been informed about the situation. Me and my daughter, we talk a lot. Being that, I helped her get it, I felt like it was her stuff, so I was happy to go grab it.
You say you helped her get it.
I helped her buy it. I helped her buy the furniture for her.
You helped your ex-wife buy the furniture for your daughter. All right. And how much did you all spend for it? Is this in the evidence?
Roughly about 16 and some change, probably a little bit more.
Yes. All
right. It's the $1,669 that you are suing for.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So did you all go half on this? Who paid? How much did each of you pay?
I'll admit she did pay a little bit more than I did.
Paid 80% of it.
And so when your daughter calls and says, Mom said clear everything out of that I own in the room, you decide to come over, and I guess from reading this file, you all cleared the whole room out with the furniture.
I backed my truck up, and me and my baby girl got to work. We took everything.
And then where'd you move it to?
To my house. I have a two-bedroom.
And you set it up?
We set it up.
So you have a two-bedroom as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so now, Ms. Hope, you are suing because you feel like the value of that furniture, you're entitled to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Literally, it's her stuff. I honestly, me and her sisters always had problems. And I honestly feel like this is the reason why our relationship came to an end. So I'm not gonna say it was out of spite, but.
So were you, I was just about to say, so are you being spiteful, moving this furniture off because you don't get along with Miss Hope's sister, and she's in there and took up space from your baby girl, and now you don't like it because you paid 20% of the furniture and you didn't buy it for the sister to be in there and for your daughter to be on the couch?
It's a priority thing for me, ma'am. She should be, her daughter should be first priority, not her sister.
All right, I've heard enough. And this is the problem, because this really don't have nothing to do with no furniture. This has to do with bad co-parenting.
Yes.
We talking about furniture. That's not what it's about. You had a family event that was extremely difficult. Your sister needed to move in with her children.
Yes, ma'am.
I do not think at that moment you took a beat to say and to think about how it would impact your daughter because you were too busy thinking about how to save your sister.
Correct.
Which, you know what? I'll give you that. When there's an emergency and a fire and you got kids, your nieces and nephews, they don't have anywhere to go, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
But once you get in there, you've got to have a very real conversation. You teach your children the way to respond in situations based on how you respond. You went on down the petty path, and when she was upset about everything, you didn't teach her to take a beat. Hold on now. She said, get everything you own out of the room. All you needed to do was take a beat and say, let me call your mother and figure out what she wants to happen and what she needs to happen. Then you would have said what?
I would have said, I really just need her to take her personal things for right now because we need it for Auntie Sally and the kids because of the situation with the burned down house.
And then you could have said what?
Your Honor, still, I mean, like I said, for me, she should have thought about her daughter first, and her sister's a grown woman. You know what I mean? That's not, she shouldn't have took from my daughter, and that's my situation. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Is that your truth?
That's my truth.
And did you ever state it until you got in this courtroom right now? No, you
ma'am.
pulled a
didn't.
pickup truck up.
I did.
And you put the furniture in the back because you didn't communicate.
You're right.
And you could have said that very truth. I think India needs to be our priority now. That's all you had to say. I don't think she should be moved out of her room. Can your sister sleep on the couch with the kids until they find somewhere? Or could India
figure out another place, or actually come stay with me.
Right.
Hello.
For real?
She could have come stay with me for a little while.
Okay, so I'm done with this nonsense. Y'all ain't gonna waste my time. You all need to figure out how to co-parent.
Yes, ma'am.
India is a young adult, but she cannot solve her way out of fires and personal tragedy and family members coming to live in homes. And she definitely shouldn't be given the example that I'm moving all my bedroom furniture out of my mom's house and then moving it into my dad's house just to be spiteful. That's not a good lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I don't have time for y'all. Where's the furniture?
Still at my house.
The judgment is you're gonna move that furniture back.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you bought it with the intention, both of you, for it to be at that house. And if her sister needs to use it for a few months, just fine. My granny used to have this saying, be careful how you treat people. They may be the person to give you your last cup of water. The plaintiff's case is dismissed. Move the furniture back.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the judgment of this court. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to return the furniture.
For India's sake, we could work a little bit better together, I want to say.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Right, India?
Yeah, Mama, I'm sorry. I was being petty and I just took your words literally, and I could have did better with Aunt and Artemisia.
You're going to always be my daughter, and I love you, and family comes first no matter what, and that includes you, too. We're going to always be family.
Coming up,
And then you felt like I'm no longer able to work out in the gym and use the garage, and so you decided to move out.
Correct. It seemed like that our only solution was to put paint over it.
you're watching We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. Courtney White claims his landlord kept his security deposit when deadly black mold forced him to move out. Taylor Walker says the mold was in the garage and not the apartment, so he broke his lease by leaving.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of White versus Walker. Mr. White, you are suing Ms. Walker for $4,200 for a security deposit. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Walker, you say that the plaintiff broke the lease.
Yes, he did.
All right. Take me to the beginning. How did you get here, Mr. White?
So, Your Honor, when I moved in May 1st, everything was fine.
Where'd you move into?
I moved into West Hollywood.
And you gave the security deposit?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much was your security deposit?
$4,200.
And how long were you living there without incident?
I was living there from May to August.
And then what happened?
The inspector came for the annual inspection. They found black mold in my garage, but in nothing else in anybody else's place.
All right, and Ms. Walker, you are the what?
Landlord.
You're the landlord. Mr. White moved in, paid a security deposit, was paying his rent. He says there was some type of inspection and mold was discovered. Do you remember this?
Well, it's a little bit more involved than that.
Well, please fill in what I'm not understanding.
Okay, when he first moved in, his parking spot was quite a distance from his apartment, so he wanted to move into a parking spot that was closer. There came a point where when he moved into that new spot, which I gave him out of the goodness, right? And he was actually using it as an exercise area as well as a car area. He noticed there was mold.
Coming up,
It seemed like that our only solution was to put paint over it. I was not told about anybody coming in to fix it.
You're watching We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Courtney White, who blames landlord Taylor Walker for pocketing his security deposit.
I looked at it. It was different colors. It could have been.
But there was mold.
Well, it might have been.
Did anybody bring a picture of the mold,
I
as
did,
well
Your
as a
Honor.
copy of the lease?
I did, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it, please.
Your Honor, I also have a video.
Oh, you do? Excellent.
So as you can see, this is one of the corners, and it went from the corners to the floor. As you can see, it's a lot of it.
All right, and so is there a report from the inspector as to what this mold is, where it's coming from, the hazards of this mold? Did anyone bring that?
No, he didn't. He didn't provide us with any report. He just said that it was mold. He wasn't specific, and he left. That was it. He just said, you know, I'm not going to cite you because this is not a living space.
So I see a string of text messages where you're going back and forth about that she isn't getting rid of the deadly mold. That
Correct.
paint will not get rid of it.
Correct.
And then you were saying, Ms. Walker, call an air quality tester out. You can pay for it yourself. I told you what the steps are that I can take as a landlord. You also sent an email about the health department.
Correct.
And then you felt like I'm no longer able to work out in the gym and use the garage. And so you decided to move out.
Correct. It seemed like that our only solution was to put paint over it. I was not told about anybody coming in to fix it.
All right. So, Mr. White, I want to understand, if you had another parking spot, did that one have mold in it?
I'm assuming no.
Let's talk about maybe moved your gym equipment up to a corner in your living room and not worked out in the garage until they could get it fixed, and just used the garage as a garage, which is really what the purpose is, to store your car. Did you think about that?
I did, but the apartment isn't that big, which is why I wanted to use the garage for the workout.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
It's unfortunate, but you can't just walk out of an apartment because you decide you don't like something. The garage isn't even supposed to be used for working out. You're not using the garage for the function that it's there for.
My car's there.
But what damages to your car? I've looked through all these papers. I don't see anywhere where Mr. White's car got damaged because of the mold.
I never said anything about my car being damaged.
That's the point.
I said there was mold.
Exactly.
Which is black mold.
See, this is the part right now, and I'm not going to argue with you because, you know, there's this saying, don't argue with people that Harriet Tubman would have left behind. You wasn't coming. And I'm not going to argue with you because I know I'm right. The plaintiff's case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I mean, I told you, at least I was having it fixed. I tried to call you to tell you.
You didn't say anything.
I did.
You did not call.
I called you to tell you.
I can't answer a call that was
it was
never
being
there.
fixed.
Oh, sure.
You just didn't respond.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.